now that the table is set, to see where these teams find themselves. Right away, we'll start off with first killer with the ball. Expect to see that happen a lot. J-Pow, though, goes down. First killer on rotation to grab some boost, and that winds up with a ball in midfield, but no. Rogue are able to keep control of this one. And the floater almost lands on in. Hawks are taking off the field, though. First killer shows up. One more time. Ball goes up. Turo can't find the angle.
Yeah, it just comes down to how much space you're willing to give Rogue on the offensive third and through the midfield. If first killer's comfortable, here's a counterattack. Taroko left last in net, but that's a better shot from J-Pow. I mean, he gets enough power behind this thing right from the pass on Hawkser. First killer, not a great job of contesting. That's how you're going to beat Rogue, on counterattacks when they're not ready for the transition.
I will give Rogue players a solid, thumbs up there. Hawkser sort of like fakes out two players, but they're quick enough to get back on defense to find the deflection. Problem was, it was deflected directly in the hands of XSET and winds up being just as devastating had they not responded. So, it's sort of like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Sure.
But Alpha Cap able to block a nice shot there from first killer. Really the first attractive shot we've seen from the Rogue squadron. As Taroko gets a bad touch and it goes to the right-hand side, ultimately resulting in XSET ball.
First killer is roaming on the field and filling in his lanes and able to move up with the ball. Your offense is going to be fine for Rogue. That's rather axiomatic. It just comes down to XSET's defense. So far, they've been taking the ball away. Again, limiting the space where Rogue can operate on the field is your key to victory in this series, to knock them out. If Turn-Turl's playing in the back line, first killer's able to take the ball out, you're going to have good things on the opposite end. But so far, it's been a couple of weathering shots toward the backboard. Taroko now with a follow-up, pinched out from the crossbar, and a well-done job on XSET.
A lot of traffic in the net there. But ultimately, a nice sequence coming out from the Rogue guys. Orange bringing it downfield on the right-hand side. Hawkser denied. Midfield, J-Pow tries to keep possession. Rest of the team back in rotation, but they should be full now. Hawkser approaches. 2 players in net. One right there. J-Pow shoots. Taroko doesn't even let it get off the ground. Because of that first killer, able to make the travel downfield.
That's such a big clear from first killer. Rogue get in these slumps of defensive commits where they can't clear the ball. That was XSET's best chance to put a second goal on the board, and finally Rogue get back to the midfield with some boost now. Taroko is trying to find Turo. Turo might run point up midfield, but first killer's not usually far behind. Even though that one goes awry, you're still going to have Taroko rotating up. And now you look for the transition back. First killer, no boost, will do just that. Turo continuing to challenge. First killer with a pass to Taroko and a shot. See you later. Tie game.
Go to your dictionary. Look up one-timer. And this is it. First killer to Taroko all the way home. No questions, no variables, just pass, pass, pop. Love to see the cleanliness, in all honesty, of the Rogue squad. Earlier I said I like the sequence, they just weren't able to convert. That's what it looks like when they convert. And Rogue's got to be a little bit happy about that one for sure.
And you know what that is, Eptal? That's just clean communication across the board. There's so many times in whatever esport you watch where you can see communication break down and whether or not it's working. So far, infield passing has been there for Rogue. A demo into the corner means that XSET have possession here, and they have momentum to be able to bring this forward to the front of the goal line. Now it's just up to Rogue to see if they can get it out on defense. First killer going to try to do that. They'll extend down the midfield, right up the gut. Turo, soft shot.
Ooh.
Here comes Taroko, 1, 2, 3. He's such a good, accurate striker when it comes to follow-ups and rebounds off the backboard.
This is just making sure that you always have the trailer. Great job by Taroko. Your second man needs to be there for the rebound. Your third man, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's really reading the play. That is the essence of the game, so to speak. And right there, read it correctly, makes it look easy. Definitely wasn't. 2-1 right now with a $118 on the clock up high. And it's Turo's job to burn that clock. Would you rather see Rogue be aggressive and look for a third goal, or just burn?
If you're Rogue, I think you keep looking for that third goal. If they burn, they don't burn that well. Rogue are not notoriously known for doing the best job at clearing the ball away when they turtle up. So you want to keep hunting on offense. Great flick by XSET. And this is, again, another chance for XSET where they have Rogue pinch down with very little boost. Turo has a backwards roll one. Okay, that works too. Rogue are not clearing the ball out to midfield, and they've isolated and neutralized first killer so far in this game, which again is another thing to bode well for XSET. Let's see if they're able to score with 30 seconds to go.
Alpha Kept carries. All three players surround AK. All three players in the right-hand side. XSET not really able to make use of it as they're on rotation, so Rogue being cute there. Last sequence. 5 seconds ticking down. Oxer can't make it. Well, Alpha Cat may try. Actually, this is a new roll down. Game 1 goes to Rogue.
Yeah, no big defensive mistakes on Rogue, which, you know, they have been struggling to counter for a while now. They tend to overthink a lot of the times on the goal line, and when it comes to who's going to run ball, they are very, very quick to just play and not speak to one another. So seeing that there are no mistakes like that are so flagrant is good if you're a Rogue fan. But for XSET, that was an entirely winnable game. It just came down to an infield pass, one or two, that worked out because Taroko was able to slot it through. And that's the danger of Rogue, right? You take out first killer, well, you got to worry about Turo. If Turo's not really doing much in terms of scoring, but at least setting up and facilitating, Taroko's going to be there in the back line, always coming up as a follow-up. A nice job by Rogue in a very simple game across the board for both teams.
Right now, Rogue take game number 1. It was close. 69% of fans at home thought that Rogue would be able to take it. 31 on the side of XSET. And I think that's a little bit... I am discontent with that spread.
Yeah, I'm surprised XSET's not bigger.
That's what I was. That's what I kind of would like to see. I feel like XSET. I feel like XSET is a team for the fans. Odd.
I mean, you want to go with recency bias. Just, I mean, yeah, Rogue have been looking better, but I mean, XSET have had their number almost every time they've played up against one another in the last month. And that's a great kickoff win by first killer. I guess I'll shut up now as Jason gets his first goal of the series. I mean, Torogo does all the work here, but Jason just finishes in the right post.
Right there, just press X. You're able to get it done here. But Alpha Hoxer and J-Pow here. I always say a goal in the first 10 seconds is really easy to shrug off. You got 4 minutes and 50 seconds to answer back, dog. Like, not really that big of a question. And I think XSET can and will answer back and give us a 1 goal. So it's a matter of how. Game 1, you mentioned that they were able to really kind of stunt what first killer was trying to do on the field. Yeah, game 2, he's the first one to score, but like you said, I think the work was done elsewhere. So yeah. I'm not convinced that first killer's like in his pouncing position just yet.
Yeah, he's not in his X Games element. I mean, when he's there, it's free roam on the field. Hold on a minute. Demo doesn't work.
Big play.
Almost would have been there.
Big play. Yeah. No, you know what? We both, on behalf of myself and Spaceman, we take it back. Nice shot there from Taroko. Goes to the right-hand side. But yeah, plays like that by first killer, you got to be afraid of him. So maybe Absolutely. Game number 1, he was neutered, but game number 2, yeah, he's here to play. And you have to be wary of that. First killer passed one, goes for the fake, gets a little too fancy, and gets stolen from. Instead, it's Turo, who also gets the ball punched out of his hands.
You won't see First go for a hezzy step that often, so when he does, that is a little bit dangerous to look at, but XSET do a good job of mitigating the risk. Open net in the back line. Taroko is not going to miss that. Once again, he's running the Octane, usually the Fennec, but striking is all the same. Yeah, whoops in the chat is right. You can't let the back line be that open.
Breakdown.
Yeah.
Just a breakdown. First goal, I shrugged off for XSET. Second non-goal with the first killer play into the demo. I got a little scared. And then the actual second goal, XSET need to step up. They're not playing the way they were in game number 1. And honestly, Spaceman, I can't put my finger on why.
Well, they're giving Rogue plenty of room to move on the field. I mean, they're allowing Taroko to go up and continue challenge 50s into the high side of the corner. You got Turo, who's uncontested. J-Pal just sitting and waiting for boost, and I get that. But J-Pal should have gone and challenged that ball regardless. Now you got a counterattack down the field. Full boost in the tank for Alpha Cap, but Turo, off his own wall, moves right upfield with the ball, and once again, Rogue are on offense. So all this free space that XSET are giving Rogue, it has not paid out, and they need to be careful.
Hoxer, like a bat coming down midfield. Taroko does get in front. Turn Turo off of the steal. Hoxer punches it, and Alpha Cap couldn't get there first. It was Taroko. Pass 1-2, and Turo shows up and puts down. Another clear from Taroko, and Hoxer trying to turn it, but it's Rogue.
You know, we talk so much about Taroko's ability to find the net and be accurate and always put the ball on target. His ability to clear the ball out from the backboard is also a huge part of his game that gets overlooked consistently. On defense, he is almost as reliable as they come. Now, Turo going to essentially do the same thing. And that 50 leaves way to first. Open net in front. That's a 3-0 lead for Rogue. These counterattacks down the field are so easy.
That's the problem. XSET's defense just looks
nowhere to be found.
Yeah. And just is it I think it's largely lack of rotation, right? They're not falling back quick enough. Is it over aggression there or otherwise?
They're letting the ball come to them. Again, how in the hell does this ball go through? They're letting the ball go to them, but First Killer's not going to give you that much time to react. I mean, this is a bank shot that needs to be challenged. J-Pal misses the whiff. These are moments that going into this game, you have to limit the range that Rogue can move, and you got to challenge them on the ball, man. XSET, textbook every other time. In this series, abysmal.
Really, I want to bring attention to what you said there. They are letting the ball come to them. They're sitting in net and trying to defend there. Like you said, that's a bank shot off the wall. There was more than enough time for players to go ahead and challenge that. But XSET unable to do so. And I mean, it's 4-0 with 70 seconds to go. I mean, yeah, this is Rogue doing everything they have wanted and more. Best shot opportunity, and J-Pal brings it home. A nice look for XSET for the first time in arguably 10 minutes.
I love that play from J-Pal. I don't think he had much boost. And you could see him at the end. He was waiting for the ball to reach its maximum height. So as soon as he pre-flips and jumps ahead, he has enough boost left in the tank to be able to just secure it to the upper 90. And that is a moment there where again, XSET do a great job of recognizing the spread on the field. Now they're getting bumped off the ball. And for a team that is close to getting knocked out of this tournament, and for a team that's had Rogue's number in the last couple of matchups, this has been a very tough start. But you got 44 seconds. Anything's possible.
Big difference there. Last two shots, and that one as well, have been challenged by XSET.
Dude, they're missing everything.
Well, here you go. All right. See, XSET are taking these challenges in ways that they weren't before. They were waiting in net, and that's the biggest difference. First Killer trying to force this as much as possible, but the brawn doesn't pay off. Alpha Cap going to pass it out to Hoxer, who sends it back against the wall. Alpha pops up, and even if they have the best sequence in the world, I don't think that they can tie it up. Ain't no threes in Rocket League. And so 4-1 will be our near final score. It will be our final score. And just like that, Rogue take game 2.
I mean, you have a minute or so, like 40 seconds, give or take 10, but you got about a minute to go down the field and possibly make it 4-2, 4-3 if you're lucky. And what does Rogue do? They just say, okay, maximum overdrive into the goal line. They just keep the ball there. And while I will give XSET credit for challenging the ball and not making this 5-1, 6-1, they also were just missing hits and missing abilities to get the ball out of Rogue's possession and clear it away. And that scares me because right now, let's make no mistake about it, XSET are getting rinsed on the field. They just look like they're behind. They're playing sluggish. They're not challenging Rogue on a lot of the contests. This is a very, very different style that XSET are playing And these teams have so much history against one another, so I would have expected XSET to just play it a little bit more traditionally and just get in Rogue's face like they have before. I mean, Rogue aren't doing anything exceptional. They're just putting the ball in play. They're not playing small ball. They're putting the ball in play, and XSET are not reading it, and XSET are letting the ball come to them, and they're making mistakes off of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes because XSET are on the verge of getting swept.
Well, here's my thing is that if we take away the game breaks and we just look at, the past 11 minutes of play, the last 2 minutes were some of the best that we've seen out of XSET. They were making the challenges. We didn't see any offense, but that's a whole different conversation. The defense actually rose to the occasion, and I say that literally because they were rising up like that. J-Pow blocks it right from Turinturo. It's actually a bad example. They were in that. I was trying to say they were looking for the challenges outside of that. But
You're fun. The sentiment remains.
And so XSET here, I mean, I have more faith in them here down 2 games than I did in the middle of game number 2. Dead serious.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think that they kind of needed a kick in the teeth to be able to get them to wake up a little bit. So far, they're doing it. I mean, they're beating the ball at the midfield. Never mind. First killer has 2 demos. This might be a goal. Can't get the pinch. That would have been it. And J-Pal's able to escape. And it's little extra touches like that. Winning the second touch on the ball for XSET is what will keep them ahead of Rogue's offense and what will keep the ball in the blue half.
Didn't like that play from Alpha. Went for the fake. Unfortunately, sometimes you just got to go. Rogue certainly did. Snatched it away.
You gotta go.
Midfield here. And XSET one more time. We'll look for an entrance up the field. Stopped in mid. Past Taroko. And Alpha keeps it on the offensive side for XSET. Popped up for the mid lane, but Alpha kept already on the back lane rotation. First killer, one top. And where's the trailer? The transition goal, not successful.
Turo left the call up to Taroko. So he hops off the play and gets demoed for it. First killer looking for the 1v2 in front of the net. Now Rogue have offense here. Numbers as well. I mean, you're playing a 2v3, but first killer counts as 2 people when he's moving like this. Ball pops up, and this is where you need to clear for XSET. You need to establish some rhythm at midfield, because if Rogue keep taking it away, you're running out of boost to be able to respond. Turo almost gets the waterfall down, and Taroko keeps it up. Yeah, this is looking dangerous.
Scoreless still. Turinturo sends one. Nobody meets him. 3 players clumped up on the right side, and that leaves the other side open. Taroko scores. Nice.
Got to keep your eye on him, man. He'll pull up from anywhere at midfield. It doesn't matter. Elbow, sidewall, dead center, whatever it is. Taroko will find a way just to put a shot towards the net. You have to make sure you always keep an eye on him when he's rotating back into the play. Here comes Taroko again. Going to get challenged. Hoxer. Nice win as well, which leads way to J-Pow, who's already extending down the field. So it's a natural succession to go with your offense. And it's a great way to get the gears running and the motor going as you get full boost now. These are just where you have to win the challenges to keep the offense alive.
Whoa! Oh, the shot wide from first killer. The pass into the bump. Always a pretty play. The sequence there intact, the accuracy not. And so Rogue will keep it a 1-0 game for now. Hoxer trying to make it out of his own home block. Can't. And won't.
Great
Rogue,
play by Alpha.
keep him trapped.
That's a great play by Alpha. First killer put that ball right hard off the backboard. Instead of letting him get any room for a second touch, Alpha just takes it right away. Meets the ball, moves it upfield, puts the offense on offense. Nice job. And a great pinch. This is a much better XSET in this game.
That was a nice shot there from Rogue. Got the fake. The rare successful double commit. As the bounce play won't work either. Minute 12 to go. And XSET still in this as they're only down 1. J-Pow trying to tie it. Gets past 1. Tries to pop it past the second defender. Can't. It's first killer. He gets in front. We hear the horn and the clear. But J-Pow's there. And Spaceman. XSET looking to take it from Turinturo.
It's a bunch of staggered offense. They're going one at a time. This might be
Nice.
the first real pass.
Oh!
Needed that bump in demo. You needed to take out first kill, and that would have been the goal. Yeah, but the offense for XSET just has been, it's one at a time. But again, when you're going down the opposite end, you have to worry about the elbow because Turnturo and Taroko are known for pulling up from this spot. I mean, that not only is that pretty unblockable, but you should be worrying about the free space you're giving. XSET had chances on the other end for the offense, but they gave the ball away too quickly.
Rogue are feeling some type of way. You mentioned the elbow, and that's exactly where you need to use the force, to use the dagger. I think that second goal is enough for the boys here. J-Pow to Alpha Cap, and they can't convert. Another shot off the mark.
Turo's so mean. Turo's so mean, letting him know. And you know what? It's a big rivalry, so I get it. I absolutely get it. And, you know, this is a big win because Rogue will move on. XSET unfortunately drop out of the tournament. Both teams were hoping to have a better result. Rogue continue on their march. They're looking better. It was a clean win. It wasn't super impressive. It wasn't super flashy. It was just straight to the point. Take advantage of what you have on the field. A clean win for Rogue. Some GGs around the chat. We love that. But for XSET, I honestly, you know, they look better in that game 3, but I would absolutely be willing to say that this was a poor performance from them. There were multiple chances in this series where they could have at least gotten themselves back in the game or played a little bit smarter, and they just played away from the style that's made them so successful in the past couple of weeks. I don't know what the issue was, but it just didn't look that good.
Yeah, you know, I'll be forced to agree there, unfortunately, Spaceman. I think that XSET dropped the ball a little bit, but I am, and for those of you that have seen my commentary, I'm not Mr. Sunshine. I am not the one always looking for the positive, but I do feel like the positive is worth noting here.
Sure.
Rogue just played good Rocket League. Like, that was exceptional. You noted that G2 was, or excuse me, you noted that XSET was able to kind of keep first killer under covers in game number 1, and the adaptation to unleash first killer was absolutely needed. It's what allowed Rogue to continue doing what they were doing. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was a little bit of column A, column B, Rogue stepping up, but also the fact that we saw XSET play defense curiously. That's what I'll say.
Yes. Yeah, and again, the same sentiment remains that we started the series with, which is I don't want XSET to make a roster change. I think this team has the capability and the raw talent itself to be able to make deep bracket runs and to actually get themselves in top 6 conversation in North America. But these are the kind of the hard losses you're going to have to go through to be able to get to that point. So it was a poor showing just because we know how well this team could play, and we expect more from this group of 3. So I hope that they stick together, and I hope moving forward we see them figure out that recipe that's worked, because I like this roster. I think they're good. Unfortunately
for XSET, they won't be moving forward here in our tournament as they only had 1 life to live, and so they'll fall to the wayside, allowing Rogue to move on. They'll play the winner of a match. We'll see how that one works out, but an interesting turn of events here on the B stream. Ghost Gaming taking down Continuum and G2 taking down the Sonics, and here Rogue just keeping on, man. Kind of effective to watch them take the dub, but also just good old-fashioned Rocket League.
Yeah, I thought this might be a little bit of a trap game for Rogue, or XSET have, again, had their number for a while, and so Rogue can sometimes play down to their competition. But just a simple win, a win that will keep them moving on. But yeah, it's been a fun day of Rocket League here, I thought. I'm enjoying it.
We're only halfway done as well. We have 3 more matches to go, 2 of them to be determined as we wait for the bracket to fill out. But FaZe and Stromboli will be the ones filling out the field next game around. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it here on UGC. We'll be right back.